Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Akash Chopra. Learn CCNP switch in 20 days. So today's topic would be switch port. So I have made some document onto switch port. So we'll discuss about some points which were discussed in day 2 as well. So that uh, those points are also very important. So I will talk about till here I have talked in the day 2 session. So this would be the normal data frame. So what happens to the normal data frame during an ISL encapsulation and what happens to a normal data frame during a .1q encapsulation. So I will be taking you through all these components and I'll also be simulating this lab onto Eve NG. So I'll be also discussing some more points onto switch port modes, administrative mode and the operational mode. So I'll discuss it because it's important to understand the DTP concept. I'll be talking about DTP in the next session. So these are the basic things that we'll be discussing today. So let's get started. So what is a switch port? As we already discussed that it is a port which transmits the data on the basis of layer 2 addresses. So there are basically two types of switch ports, access and trunks links. So access links are used to transmit data for single VLANs. Like the user ports are all access ports and are connected to access VLANs, and the link is called as access link. Similarly, the trunk link will support multiple VLAN data transmission across it. So the link between these two switches is called as a trunk link, as you can see here. So this trunk link, as this link is called as access link, this link would be called as trunk link. So it is used in between the switches, so that multiple VLAN transmission can happen. But we'll also discuss about what if there is a constraint of having only the access link here. So how we can transmit the data between different VLANs. I'll be discussing about that as well. So uh, I'm sure you must have understood about the trunk link. So uh, for trunk link, there will be a VLAN tag which will be added onto the trunk port when we send the data. So this data packet will have a VLAN tag of VLAN 10 so that it can identify to which VLAN this data belongs and to which VLAN do I need to send this data. So the trunk link will be having multiple VLAN transmission across it. So it will allow this VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 at the same time. So the users from VLAN 10 can communicate to VLAN 10 and the users from VLAN 20 can communicate to VLAN 20. I'm sure you must have got these things in the previous session. So now for the tag, the VLAN tag, when it receives the second switch, the switch 2, it this switch will remove the VLAN tag and will send the data according to the VLAN tag information. Like suppose if the data was for VLAN 20, so it will send to these users. It will send to these users. So talking about the trunk tag encapsulation protocols. So there are basically two, ISL and .1q. We talked in the last session as well. So it will add 30 bytes information, 26 bytes in the form of ISL header and 4 bytes in the form of ISL trailer. So in the normal data frame, we saw that these were the components. So in the normal data frame, it will add an ISL header of 26 bytes and ISL trailer of 4 bytes. So this would derive that this is having an ISL encapsulation as it has added 30 more bytes to the normal data frame. So it is a Cisco proprietary. ISL is a Cisco proprietary and will not support untagged traffic and native VLANs. And the maximum transmission unit of ISL would be 1500 plus 30. That comes up to 1530 bytes. Similarly, there is a .1q encapsulation. So the dot in the .1q encapsulation, it will add the .1q field, the 4 byte field, in between the type field and the data field. So the components for these 4 bytes are segmented into two parts, majorly TPI and TCI. So TPI is tag protocol identifier. It identifies the tag protocol, and tag control identifier. So this is these are the 2 bytes information in .1q. So .1q comprises of these information, so it becomes as 4 bytes, and it is an open standard protocol and will support the untagged traffic and native VLANs. So this would be all for this .1q 4 bytes information. I'm sure you must have got it. So now this TCI is further categorized into 3 more bits. So these are the COS, CFI, and VLAN ID. So COS is class of service. So it is a 3-bit field and is used for QoS, the quality of service. So the function of QoS is to prioritize the data for voice. I mean, the voice traffic will be prioritized first as compared to the other traffic. So the voice traffic should not be delayed. So QoS is used to prioritize the data. So QoS is a phenomena by which we can prioritize the data on interfaces. So coming up to the next field, that is a 1-bit field called CFI, which is not used currently. So that is called as canonical format indicator, and it was used for token rings. So let's not talk about it. So we have one more field called VLAN ID. So VLAN ID would be the ID like this 10 and 20 in this format. So these would be the components after the .1q encapsulation happens in the normal data frame. So Cisco recommends the .1q encapsulation type. So as advanced switches these days do not support the ISL encapsulation. That is the reason Cisco is using .1q encapsulation type onto their advanced level of switches. So I will be simulating this topology now onto EVNG. So we'll talk about some concepts here as well, like we talked in the last class. So coming on to EVNG, we'll create a lab. I'll import some PCs. Let's take 6. I will add 3 switches then. So they would now be numbered accordingly. So now coming onto the icon part, I will select the desktop icon and I will save it. So these would be the PCs which will be connected to different switches, to 3 different switches. So I'll take up switches as well. Now I have selected the switches. Why are these showing as switch 8 and switch 9? I'll just edit them, make it as switch 2, save, edit it, make it as switch 3. So now we have these PCs connected with these switches. So I am sure you must be familiar that these users will be connected as access links to all the switches, and these switches will be connected via trunk links. So let me start off with this now. So this would be the trunk link. Now this would be the access link for PC1, for PC2, for PC3, PC4. Let's say it as 01 only. Sorry. So we'll assign 00 and 01 to these PCs. 01 to this. So now as you can see that the lab is almost ready. So I will just start all the nodes here. We'll wait for them to get started. Sometimes it takes some time to get start.